Hello, squatters. Welcome back to Squatter Camp Podcast. I want to welcome everybody and the people who watch my content. I want to say thank you. I'm so grateful to have my own Squatter Camp community that we can engage, we can discuss issues that I suppose they are of importance. So it is good when we engage, frankly so. And one of the reasons why we continue to talk about these issues because we can see that our nation, our community is actually getting lost. They are being misled by politicians, and how to correct this. The best possible way is to sit down and have a conversation with the people, especially black South Africans, because that is where the biggest problem is. I'm black, and I can only attest to our issues because I spent 80% of my time in townships, in squatter camp, where I see people struggling with things that they should not really be struggling with. On my last episode, I shot that episode purely based on black people. It's time to move on from your history, your past pains and sorrows. You can't continue to live your life wanting people to feel shame for you. And by the way, the time is up now. There's no more time for you to feel sorry about yourself. I know why I was saying that. And now I want to speak specifically to black South Africans, constructively so, how they can build their lives. One thing that I've actually noticed is that, and I'm not talking from a financial advisor point of view. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial expert. I'm just an ordinary guy who observes and says something about my observation. As black people, we are having bad financial habits. That is the bone of contention that I feel more like a lot of black people don't really pay attention to their finances. I don't care if you are earning 5,000 a month. I don't care if you are earning 3,000 a month. The fact of the matter here is that as black people, we have very, very bad financial habits. I'm staying in townships, I'm staying in squatter camps. I spend most of my time with black people and observing exactly how they spend money. Let me start this way. I'm not trying to be fun here, but if you see a group of black people gathering there drinking alcohol, you must know that a fight can break out. Someone can be stabbed, someone can be shot, and there's waste of money, and they are showing off. Some of them are drinking alcohol from their credit cards. There's poor financial management. And when you see a group of white people gathering there drinking alcohol, they are actually either celebrating something that they have achieved, or it's a networking. White people have got a gathering that they call just to network, to get to know each other, to exchange contacts, to talk business and all of that. I don't want to sound fun, like I said in the beginning, but I've observed my own fellow black people, and I want to help you to help yourself. Fellow brothers and sisters, this is how you need to approach life. Work on your habits. Work on your habits. Stop drinking alcohol every weekend. Stop having too many affairs, like too many side chicks. Work on your habits. Monitor your health. Cut off on friends who are getting you to misspend your money. You need to be considerate about how much you spend versus how much you earn. I've done a little bit of research. This is just a friendly conversation that I'm having with my people, the people of my color, because it's a very serious concern, and we can't keep blaming the other ethnic group, because I've seen white people who are running their own businesses and who are working hard, who are waking up every morning, who are hustling just like us black people. So it is naive for me to think that these are the people who are actually making us poor. Here's my point. If you continue to spend money every weekend drinking alcohol, you will never come alright. You will never have some kind of savings, because the very same extra cash that you have, you spend it also on a weekend with friends, and you end up being broke. It doesn't matter how much you earn, but it's about how much you spend versus how much you save. Black people, when they have money, I've seen also on I Blew It and all. We know people who are millionaires in our townships, but they are broke today. And when you ask them why are you broke, they don't know actually how they spend their money. Because when black people have money, everybody gets to know that there's a guy down the street who has got 2 million from road accident fund payouts, or they hit the jackpot on a Powerball, or some, those instant millionaires whereby they were not expecting that money and the money comes through. It's always a case that they misspend the money through useless things that they cannot really call investments. As black people, we were never told something that is called financial literacy, how to spend our money. We've got people who are influential on the internet and whom we know very well, like Abu DJ Sbu. He has said many times that had he knew what he knows now, he could have been a billionaire, because I think at the age of 25, he was already a millionaire, and he also has made it public that he has actually overspent a lot of money around those young ages. And until now that he's old enough and wise enough to be able to save, to spend his money, he is now in control of his finances. I'm making a reference about DJ Sbu because he's someone who's well known, someone whom all of us, many of us anyway, especially black people, can relate to. So the biggest problem that is facing black people is financial literacy. And if you want to fix this problem, you need to first research about a minimal life, how to live a minimal life. You need to cut on social activities. You are going to lose friends along the way. You need to work on your habits. Don't stop having many activities that will cause you to spend money. Rather sit home, rather just stay home, have a cup of coffee, and that's it. A simple life. This goes as far as also the partners. If you're married, your wife, you need to teach your wife the same thing. You need to teach your kids the same thing. How to save money, how to take care of money. And they should also know how to make money. That's the most important thing, that as much as you want to know how to spend money as a child, you also need to know how to make money. Because if you teach your kids how to spend money without teaching them how to make money, it's like giving them fishes every day, but you don't teach them how You catch the fish. You don't take them to the river where you are catching the fishes. So that's basically a cycle. So the question here is how to break a poverty cycle. Poverty is a cycle, and poverty is a psychology. It's not something that is physical that you can touch. It starts here. I've read a book that's called Mind Your Sense. It's written by this lady, Fulufelani. Scap, some Macap, I don't know about the surname. Excuse me about that. But that book teaches you how to manage finance, in a sense that if you cannot manage 10 rands that you have, it simply means even when you have 100 rand, you can't manage it. Even if you have 1,000, even you have 1,000,000, you see how far it goes. So as black people, we need to first work on our habits. I've seen people who have 80% of their times dedicated to socialize. Having parties, having brides, I'm not saying people shouldn't have fun, but there's a limit to that. And as a society, we cannot carry on adopting those habits of spending without having habits of savings. So the more you spend, the lesser you save. The more you save, the lesser you spend. It's either way. So people have got to first work on their habits and check how much you spend versus how much you earn. Like I said in the beginning, first, research about how to live a minimal life, how to not spend much more than you earn. So it makes your life easy when it comes to savings. And also the people you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with people who are constantly about socializing and spending money, obviously you're gonna find yourself in that space that you also spend a lot of money, you end up not saving. And believe me, I'm also a victim of what I've got the experience, the first-hand experience of misspending and all of that. Then along the way you keep on struggling, and you don't understand why. But when you look at your spending habits, you can see that I'm misusing a lot of money here, and actually I could be saving a lot of money. The same money, there are needs, there are wants, and all of that. So sometimes you get to spend much more on your wants, not your needs. Needs, we are referring to basic things like grocery, food in your house, bills and everything. Because if you're working, especially those who are employed, when you get paid, I've seen people, when they get paid, they start at the liquor store. They buy alcohol. That's wrong. Pay your bills. Buy a grocery in your house. Sort out the most basic things. And then see how much you have reserved. And you need to know how much you consume. If you're drinking alcohol, you need to know how much alcohol you consume in 30 days. Don't get used to drinking every day or every weekend. Have limits and have few friends. And the company that you surround yourself counts more than anything. If you surround yourself with a wrong company, obviously going to make wrong financial decisions. Like I said in the beginning, that I'm not a financial advisor, but I've seen people suffering as a result of misspending their money. There's too many channels on YouTube that you can watch that they can teach you how to spend money, how to save money, how to invest. Other people have got a potential to become millionaires or to change their lives or to build business empires and all of that. But because of the financial behavior, they always, they always get it wrong. So as black people, that is where we need to start. That let us actually fix ourselves. Because if we are going to keep on blaming other ethnic groups, I'll take a practical example. Orania, they've got their own, solar panels, schools, hospitals, everything. That community is united. They can do things for themselves. How many black communities can do that? How many? Because when we're supposed to build something, someone will come with, a wrong mentality to say, but this thing won't help. It's the same. So we need to get rid of such mentalities and start focusing on reconstructing our lives. We can do it, but we don't believe in ourselves. And for the fact that we need to at least be focused, at least control our finances. Many black people don't know how to build a credit profile. They don't know. They only find out when they go to the bank to apply for a personal loan, that you don't qualify. That's when they start asking why I'm not qualified. Because your credit profile is not really good. And it's not a rocket science, but it's a painful exercise to go through. Believe me, it's a painful exercise. So that is why a lot of people have said, act broke. Just look broke so that you don't attract the wrong people in your life. And you need to be humble along the way. And you don't need to display with designer clothes or a fancy car or what. Live a minimal life. You'll have a good life. So that's where black people should start. That start money. Someone is earning 7,000 a month, but they drink expensive alcohol. They've got too many girlfriends. They spend money on showing off to the people. And all of a sudden they're broke. They don't have nothing. You get paid, especially people who are employed. You get paid today, 3 days later you've got nothing. No cent. Those are the main concerns that we should, as black people, be engaged in, sitting around the table and talking about these things. How can we better our lives? How can we open investment schemes? Stockfell, all of that. And you need to also have a purpose. Why do you save money? For what? So those are the things that can help us as black communities. Let's stop this negativity. And as far as I'm concerned, I know that there's too much jealousy in townships. Neighbors don't like each other. They do whatever they do, their own thing. And when there's seminars in townships, in squatter camps, go and attend those seminars. Especially entrepreneur, financial literacy, and all of those things. Attend those things. They're very important. Because there you'll find people who are expert, who are going to give you information for free. But it's all about yourself. Do you want to change, or you want to stay in that poverty? It's very difficult to break the poverty cycle. It's very difficult. Because as black people, we have black tax. We have family members who constantly demand money from us. And we let them do that because we can stop that. You can stop it. If your uncle likes asking for money from your aunt, or you can stop that by saying, hey, listen, I've got things to do. Anything that you do that you want to succeed in, you've got to be selfish. You've got to be selfish and let nobody to distract you from that plan. If you tell yourself you're going to save this much for a year, nobody should come and tell you otherwise, because you will not achieve your goals. You cannot plan and set up goals and not achieve them. What was the purpose of planning? So black people need to fix their financial literacy. Go to that bank statement and check, what do you do with your money? Stop swiping in liquor stores, shisanyamas everywhere, eating takeaway every day. It's not going to help you. Prioritize important things. Look broke. Look like a simple guy. I've read about billionaires, the Bill Gates and the Jack Ma's, of this world. Mark Zuckerberg, all those people. They are just ordinary people. They're not wearing designer, expensive clothes, driving Maseratis and all of them. They're not cruising. They are ordinary people. So, what is it that we can't really get right? Let's start from there, please. I've got that concern that we keep on pointing to the wrong direction. Let's do self-introspection and ask ourselves, as black people, what is it that we are not doing right, that white people are getting right, so they are where they are now? Let's stop making excuses. It's not going to help us. It's not going to help us. Work on your habits. Your habits are costing you. Thank you, squatters, for watching my content. And this is the continuity of my observation that what is it that is bothering black people? As much as now we've got political parties which are sparking racial tensions and sending a wrong signal, where can we fix this? We need to cool down. We need to cool down and do self-introspection and find ourselves. Thank you very much, squatters. Let's keep engaging. Sure.